My name is Tori. Welcome to Commentary, where I talk even when no one is listening. I film 2 videos in one day, in the same spot, in the same hour, in the same space, hence the same shirt. And if I have a problem, walk away. So before we begin this video, I'd like to implore you to like, share, subscribe, and comment because it helps me a lot. So today, I'm going to be reacting, responding. I don't want to say reacting because, we'll be exploring the things that people glamorize that's just toxic. I'll be compiling these TikToks around the topic. What is something people glamorize that's just toxic? Before we go into these, what is something in society that people glamorize that's just glamorize?
That is not correct.
I mean, get one in English, I mean,
what's something that people glamorize that's actually just extremely toxic?
Well-behaved children. If you compliment me for my child's behavior, you may as well have just complimented my husband for my behavior. It's gross. Now don't get me wrong. I love it when my children are in a good mood. Children are allowed to have big feelings. Children are allowed to be grumpy. And it is developmentally appropriate when children are having a hard time for it to be relatively explosive. A child who is always well-behaved is very likely beaten into submission. Children who are always well-behaved is not the standard. Children who are their
Alright. I don't like the part where she said, like, children that are beaten into submission are usually more obedient. Yeah, but I don't like that. I don't think you have to hit a child in order for them to respond positively. So, I don't think that's the case all the time, but I do understand what she's saying. Well-behaved children, they don't have to be hit in submission, but I understand what she has said, but at the same time, I think that good behavior should be rewarded, and if these children are good, as them put it, like, what's wrong with that? I understand where she come from again, but I don't think that good behavior is always toxic. Maybe because of the parenting style, them child is raised to be good. Not to say that the child not snap out sometimes, but I don't think it's all the time toxic to have a child that, me understand what she said, but at the same time, me a child,
of love. We need to stop romanticizing jealousy and stop saying it's cute when someone is really possessive of their partner. It's not cute. It's a massive red flag. The reality is that love and jealousy are
jealousy in and of itself is such a vicious thing, and I don't think it should equate to love. Jealousy and love is 2 different types of things that you go upon. So if somebody jealous, you watch out for them. Like, one eye open when I'm sleeping.
One eye open when I'm sleeping.
Jealousy and love not be put on like the same scale. Jealousy is something more vicious and vile, and it shouldn't be like, not my knee making it in the video, get out.
What's something that people glamorize that's actually just extremely toxic?
This might be controversial to some people, but unconditional love. And I ain't trying to tell nobody how to live, child. But I will say that I think it's really important for you to have boundaries in all of your relationships. This also plays into the toxic idea that you have to forgive everyone and love everyone in order for you to be whole and for you to heal. Like, that's just not the truth.
You can forgive and forget, or you can rather forget and still heal.
Actually just extremely toxic.
Oh, the glamorization of just because they're your family member and that they're your elder, that you have to accept and allow that person to continue to disrespect you and cross the boundaries that you set for yourself and your mental health as an adult. I'm here to tell you, baby, listen here. Come here, Gloria. Come here, Gladys, Dolores, Hurl. If I tell you one time, I don't repeat myself to grown folks. So I tell you one time, you will not disrespect me. You will not talk to me in any old kind of way. You won't do it. If I tell you that once and you continue to talk to me crazy, Michelle Obama says she goes high. I'm not going high. I'm going to hell. I'm scorching the earth until you understand that when I say that's a boundary and you cannot disrespect me, that I absolutely mean it.
I've heard this every day. I think that respect equals respect. However, there is a line between being done right, disrespectful, and being respectful. Yeah, yeah. So you should not be disrespectful to persons who are trying to be respectful. You understand? Me more open and try to get what me I said.
Slavery. Slavery is mostly glamorized in our history books. 2010 Texas U.S. history textbooks, say that 5 times, stated that some slaves reported that their masters treated them kindly. To protect their investment, some slaveholders provided adequate food and clothing for their slaves. I completely gloss over the fact that our ancestors were beaten, raped, fed to animals, skinned alive, hung from trees over the most asinine things ever. And then people will either argue, well, slavery happened all over the world. That doesn't make it any better. Or they'll say, well, slavery was a thing in the past, so who cares anymore? Well, it's not. Slavery is still legal to this day as long as you're being incarcerated, which is still toxic in itself. If you are a teacher, especially a history teacher, please do not try to glamorize slavery to
So, alright, just to add on the slavery point, people lived, people were enslaved, people are enslaved. It's trauma, it's not fun. Strangers then come to your island, them just take you up, put you in a chain, put you in a one boat where you have to lay down. Like in a one little coffin space. You can't move your foot really, you can't move your hand. Tied down, mosquito infestation, water rushing by you, people sick beside you, people dead on your shoulder, and you have to endure that for like what, 6 to 12 months? No, there was no good in slavery. What good comes from traumatizing people for them rest of their life, where literally change everything what happen with how the world works now.
It's something that people glamorize that's actually just extremely toxic.
I didn't want to talk about this one. Y'all need to stop marketing spiritualism as a religion, because that's not what it is. Y'all need to understand the difference between spiritualism and witchcraft, and a lot of y'all don't want to do that. And on top of that, stop trying to use spiritualism and witchcraft as a way to replace religion. I understand religious trauma will make you seek out the same thing that gave you the trauma that you're dealing with, but this is ridiculous. There is a vast difference between all three. One don't fuck with the other two like that, and the other two, although similar, are still different. If y'all don't acknowledge the small nuances between spiritualism and witchcraft, y'all really shouldn't be trying to practice either one. Especially if you're trying to use it as a way to replace religion. Y'all gonna get somebody hemmed up or hurt because y'all don't want to stop this madness.
Wait, let us go to Google and actually Google spirituality and religion. Alright, so religion and spirituality is two different something for Jesus' name. Please note, two different sides of the pedestal. Then, so according to Google, religion is a specific set of organized beliefs, practices usually shared by a community or group. Spirituality is more of an individual practice that has to do with the sense of peace and purpose. Why me feel like she kinda right that people are trying to put spirituality in a like as a religion. The definition, spirituality is like like you versus something where you want to adapt with versus religion. Religion sounds like a system, a organization even, right? In a simpler terms. And I think that spirituality is you being one with something versus religion, you have to be in a system. What do y'all think about religion versus spirituality? I could go in depth with this, but I digress. So thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you'd like to see me reacting to more TikToks like this, and as usual, I will see you next time.